In the early years of the last decade, a shy young man in North Carolina couldn't imagine the impact his passion for making videos would have. Jimmy Donaldson was born into a lower middle-class family in Greenville, where the father was absent and the mother struggled alone to support the family. Far from complaining, Jimmy found refuge on the internet. While other teenagers played it safe, he spent entire days producing homemade content for YouTube. With no close friends, he developed his shyness with a microphone and a camera, planning each video with meticulous obsession. A reserved childhood gave way to an unexpected audacity. Those crazy ideas would become his daily challenge to show what he was capable of. At first, his videos barely reached a few hundred views. Jimmy tried everything to understand the algorithm. He recorded video games, did humorous reviews of famous creators, and even home tutorials. The results were frustrating. No matter how much work I put in, the numbers didn't go up. However, the young Donaldson did not give up. In his teens, he spent thousands of hours analyzing YouTube data, tweaking every detail of his content over and over again to attract more viewers. He even went so far as to claim that he studied the patterns in the videos like a mad scientist looking for the perfect formula. This continued effort would bear fruit in 2017. That year changed his life forever. In 2017, his perseverance was rewarded. He posted a video counting to 100,000, a challenge he recorded in 40 hours but sped up to a 24-hour video, and it became an instant viral hit. It was her first 1 million subscribers, a milestone that showed her that she was on the right track. That year, he also recorded other extreme challenges. He read aloud every word in a dictionary and spun a fidget spinner for 24 hours without stopping. Fans celebrated every craziness, and the channel began to grow rapidly. Since then, Jimmy has been known for his unique style, endurance, and extravagant challenges, always with a share of surprise and wonder, from basic craziness to extraordinary challenges. What followed was a string of increasingly crazy videos. At first, the challenges were simple. Read the entire Bible, spin a spinner for 24 hours straight, or lock yourself in a small box for days. These first challenges profiled him as a reckless YouTuber, willing to do anything to entertain. Little by little, he understood the power of the element of surprise. Even the simplest ideas in appearance, such as smashing 100 megaphones against glass or watching paint dry, made it a viral phenomenon. Each new video had to outperform the previous one, keeping the audience glued to the screen. But Jimmy wasn't satisfied with instant fame. I wanted to do something even bigger. Thus, it incorporated philanthropy into the core of its contents. In 2018, he began tipping outsized waiters, unknown streamers, and Uber drivers with ads like giving away $100,000 to random people. His style became distinctive, large sums of money as a reward, happy endings, and always an act of extreme generosity. By the end of 2018, he had already given away more than $1 million in improvised videos, covering expenses of ordinary people to show the possibility of changing lives with a click. In 2019, he organized Team Trees, a campaign to plant 20 million trees around the world. The response was massive. After just 67 days, the goal of 20 million was exceeded, with donations from figures as disparate as Elon Musk or Jack Dorsey. Soon after, he launched Team Seas to raise money and clean up the oceans, raising tens of millions more. Each project surpassed the previous one in ambition. It was no longer just individual follies, but global movements of solidarity. His channel stopped being just extreme entertainment to become a vehicle for real causes. MrBeast's videos began to show exciting first-person reactions. People regaining their sight after donated surgeries, deaf children hearing for the first time, or ordinary citizens fulfilling ridiculously big dreams. Jimmy mixed two ingredients, the adrenaline of impossible challenges and the excitement of changing lives. He recorded competitions with hundreds of participants. Let's see who can last the longest in an unlikely place. Extreme food challenges and games inspired by television game shows. Each video was presented as a different chapter of a saga of overcoming. This approach revolutionized online entertainment. No one made video blogs like that, and its audience grew so fast that it soon became irreplaceable on the global stage. the team behind the machine. What many don't see is that MrBeast stopped being a solitary creator to become a huge production studio. In Greenville, North Carolina, its offices and sets look like something out of Hollywood. By April 2025, it employed more than 300 people dedicated exclusively to producing its videos. Each production goes through an industrial process, from conception to final delivery. First of all, there is the idea factory. Jimmy acknowledged that his channel has an entire team of creatives dedicated to brainstorming. There are screenwriters, content strategists, and analysts who are constantly exploring the latest trends on the internet. Records of ideas, titles, and thumbnails fill whiteboards and databases. Keywords are analyzed, other social networks are reviewed. The goal is to make sure that every video concept can go viral. Each idea is debated in meetings where dozens of people weigh in on its potential and fine-tune the details before Jimmy says yes or no. Then comes the feasibility phase. Each promising idea is assigned to a production team, called Team A, B, C, etc., with one or more producers at the helm depending on the complexity of the project. These producers wear a lot of hats. They negotiate with locations, obtain permits, coordinate catering services, manage schedules, and even review costume and prop details. Accounts of former workers say that before each shoot, there are already dozens of people working to get everything ready. They make sure nothing goes wrong. If a challenge involves a nuclear bunker or a flooded store, they oversee logistics, contractors, and security, so that when Jimmy enters the scene, he only has to act. In the middle of it all is the production machinery on set. Before Jimmy or anyone else appears in front of the camera, there is an army of technicians and assistants, cameramen, lighting designers, sound designers, and general assistants. At first, they were known as Friends of Friends, because many were locals of the team. Now, it is a structured staff. Their daily job is to carry cables, keep batteries charged, feed the team people, carry out paperwork, and any imaginable logistical task. When filming a massive challenge, there may be dozens or more of cameras recording everything. If 100 people are participating, they are probably using almost 100 cameras simultaneously, plus drones and GoPros everywhere. We then come to the edition. Here, you can see the value of all that accumulated footage. A typical MrBeast video involves up to 8 editors working in unison. Some are in charge of selecting the best scenes of the day, others synchronize the audio, and a couple of main editors assemble the final cuts. In long productions, e.g. multi-day competitions or survival experiments, there are real-time edits. As filming progresses, a preliminary preview is already being generated. Jimmy learned early on that engaging editing determines video success. He's set to sacrifice hundreds of hours of footage for a good final cut and is willing to scrap even $1 million video if it doesn't meet his high standards. Finally, after the final editing comes the release and follow-up. The team prepares the video for multiple languages, A/B tests different thumbnails, and monitors how viewers react. They analyze graphs that show exactly in what second each person stops looking. With these data, they refine the following productions. Nothing is left to chance. In addition, the raw material is reused to release short fragments on TikTok and YouTube Shorts, or edited versions for a child audience. Thus, each long MrBeast video inspires dozens of viral clips and keeps the attention on all platforms. Evolution of narrative style and editing, 2017 to 2025. The first video of Jimmy counting to 100,000 was artisanal and modest. A homemade camera, quiet pace, almost documentary focus. Over time, his narrative style became cinematic. His creations ranged from simple experiments to videos reminiscent of reality shows or short films. Now, each production is designed with a dramatic introduction, development full of twists, and an emotional ending. In the beginning, the excitement came almost from the surprise of the act itself, but over the years, Jimmy learned to structure the story better. He presents the challenge, survive in a lighthouse, build a McDonald's in the yard, adds tension with unexpected obstacles, and concludes with an exciting resolution that generates climax. Technically, the edition also grew. Before, simple cuts were enough. Now, there are simple effects, epic music, and quick transitions. This change came when Jimmy studied his own audience. It found that, on average, 21 million people abandon a video in the first minute. With this data, he redefined his strategy. Now, the most spectacular moments occur from the first seconds. Each video starts as a burst of adrenaline, an intense trailer of itself. In practice, he makes sure that something shocking appears immediately, keeping the attention until the end. His voiceover has become unmistakable. A light-hearted tone, short sentences, and a sense of urgency. Narratively, he combines humor, amazement, and emotion with surgical precision. When you see his evolution on YouTube, you can tell that he replicated the rhythm of cinema or television. The viewer has the feeling of watching a high-production program instead of a homemade vlog. All this has meant that, from that rustic simplicity of 2017, MrBeast has become one of the most sophisticated storytellers on the internet, capable of thrilling mass audiences in 2025 and keeping them on the edge of their seats. Cultural impact and global influence. The MrBeast phenomenon transcends personal fame. It has changed the culture of the internet and even certain traditional businesses. Some have dubbed him the Mozart of the attention economy for his mastery of capturing millions of eyes on screen. Its main channel has well over 400 million subscribers, a figure higher than the population of almost any country. Millions of young people watch him daily, and his influence is felt all over the planet. From eager users in Europe to loyal fans in Asia and Latin America, his brand is recognizable. Many creators have tried to imitate his formula. Local videos inspired by their challenges emerge, the last one standing, or giving away money, while maintaining that same aesthetic of surprise and reward. Influencers of all sizes are now embracing the MrBeast model of mixing entertainment with philanthropy, competing to host viral challenges. Even social platforms have reacted. YouTube allocated special resources to improve long-form video tools, and competitors such as TikTok have doubled down on short-form content. The truth is that any serious creator today must take into account the mark that MrBeast left on the digital ecosystem. The traditional industry also recognizes its presence. MrBeast breaks down barriers between the internet and television. In 2024, he premiered his reality show, Beast Games, on Amazon Prime Video. 1,000 contestants competing for a $5 million prize, the highest cash figure given in a television contest. The production cost $100 million, making it the most expensive unscripted show in history. That milestone proves that a digital star can attract mass audiences at the level of any Hollywood production. Sports brands have invited him to events. For example, the NFL took him to be a godfather at a game, and even the mainstream media interviews him. MrBeast has shown that entertainment no longer has borders. What happens in his YouTube video can generate headlines in any country. MrBeast has taken its presence to foreign markets. Local channels repeat its challenges in native languages, and its content appears among the most watched outside the US. He has official merchandising, t-shirts, sweatshirts, and caps with his image that generates millions of dollars in income. It also launched mobile games under its brand and even plans online courses for novice creators, further expanding its global reach. He himself says that his real goal is not wealth, but social impact. He claims that he will eventually donate his entire fortune to charity. And in fact, Beast Industries includes a philanthropic division, Beast Philanthropy, that ensures that each solidarity challenge is genuine. Business model: reinvestment, diversification, and Beast Industries. Behind the eccentric image of stars and bills, MrBeast is a shrewd businessman who has built an unconventional business model. Their maxim is to invest it all back in their own growth. He himself has stated in interviews that he rarely keeps large sums for himself. He prefers to reinvest everything in new projects. Through 2024, Beast Industries earned about $473 million in revenue, and it is expected to double that figure by 2025. What do you invest so much money in? Mainly in the production of his videos, which now have astronomical budgets. If in 2020 each episode cost him about $300,000, by 2024 each video is around $3.5 million. Every extreme challenge, every monumental construction, every 1,000 chambers requires gigantic investments. In return, those videos attract hundreds of millions of views and generate very high advertising revenue. In addition, MrBeast makes direct agreements with renowned sponsors who contribute significant sums to each production. In addition to advertising revenue, Jimmy has created several private labels under the umbrella of Beast Industries. In 2020, it launched MrBeast Burger, a concept of virtual restaurants' ghost kitchens that reached dozens of cities in the US, the United Kingdom, and Canada, with more than 300 locations. Although this adventure ended in legal disputes over the quality of the food, fans waited for him for hours to try his burgers. In 2022, he presented Feastables, his line of YouTuber chocolates. For the launch, he organized raffles for $1 million in prizes, and now his bars are sold in large stores. It has also explored other consumer products, pizza, snacks, promotional toys, and digital applications, diversifying its economic reach. Practically any business you start takes advantage of your brand, from physical products to virtual ventures. Internally, his company is in full professionalization. He hired top-tier executives, such as SoftBank veteran Jeff Hausenbold, named president of Beast Industries in 2024, to guide the company's growth. Beast Industries operates today as a media corporation, with a board of directors, marketing and finance directors, and clear plans for expansion. It has even been mentioned that MrBeast is seeking external funding to further scale its digital business, although most of the seed capital came from its own channels. This model has its risks. Some of the new divisions have reported losses. Amazon's reality show cost more than it got in advertising. In 2023, MrBeast had to shut down MrBeast Burger operations in several cities and faced lawsuits against former partners. Donaldson, however, sees those stumbles as part of the investment. Every dollar spent on its brand goes back in advertising, donations, or new followers. Almost everything you do is geared towards strengthening your audience and your long-term revenue. In short, its business strategy is based on betting big, reinvesting aggressively, constantly diversifying and structuring its activity as a highly diversified conglomerate. Beast Industries ranges from audiovisual production to the sale of snacks, games, and experiences, with MrBeast himself as the face and brain of an empire that grows without breaks. The Untold Legacy. The untold story of MrBeast is a lesson for dreamers and entrepreneurs. It proves that a middle-class boy can achieve a success that seemed impossible. Jimmy Donaldson went from shooting modest videos in a room at home to leading one of the biggest entertainment companies on the planet. His rise was full of effort, trial, and error. He faced failures, failed contracts, millionaire losses in risky projects, and criticism. But each obstacle was used as an impetus to reinvent himself and move forward. Most inspiringly, he never lost sight of his original goal, to entertain and help people. He has repeated several times that he never wanted material luxuries, just to keep creating the best videos possible and share his success. He prefers not to buy mansions or sports cars. Their luxuries are creativity and generosity. As we tell this story, we see how a childhood dream can become a global movement. MrBeast's story reminds us that limits do not exist when you work with audacity, passion, and perseverance.